One stop. One stop science shop. Hi, I'm Mercy, and welcome to the one place where we try and answer all your science-related questions. It's the one-stop science shop. Let's see who has a question today. It's Gina from Indonesia. Her question is, were all dinosaurs reptiles? Good question, Gina. I wonder what it is about dinosaurs that still fascinate us millions of years after they completely died out. Was it their gigantic bodies, their enormous sizes, or their razor-sharp claws? Well, the question was, were they all reptiles? The fact is, we use the term dinosaur very loosely, mainly to describe anything that lived in the Triassic, Jurassic, and Cretaceous periods. However, there were other animals around during these periods, including mammals, fish, and non-dinosaur reptiles. Dinosaurs are a diverse group of animals of a single ancestral lineage called Dinosauria. Scientists think that they were all reptiles because their fossilized remains are very similar to the modern reptiles that we know today. They hatch from eggs, and a yolk nourished the developing fetus, as with other reptiles and birds. In a way, they are distant relatives of today's crocodiles and tortoises. Having said that, the closest relatives to dinosaurs today are birds. Birds, though, are not classified as reptiles because of evolutionary divergence. Unfortunately, at the end of the Mesozoic era, some 66 million years ago, there was a mass extinction event of some 3/4 of all plant and animal species on Earth that occurred over a geologically short period of time. Some birds, however, did manage to survive, and their descendants continue the dinosaur lineage to the present day. Now that we know that all the dinosaurs here on my desk were reptiles and came from a slimy egg, fancy making a slimy egg with me? Here's what you need: corn flour, plastic eggs, a toy dinosaur, an empty glass, a spoon, skewers or anything to stir your mixture, red food coloring or any other color you fancy, an old ball that you don't intend to use again, some water, and a surgical glove. Let's get started. First of all, we're gonna make the colored water. We'll mix some water and add the color. Well, you can add as much color as you want. The more you add, the darker it gets. I'm going to add some more red to this. Stir it nicely to mix the color. Well, this is gonna get messy, so keep some tissues handy. For the next bit, use hand gloves to keep your hands clean. And now, we'll make our slime. Take some corn flour. We'll slowly add the red solution to the corn flour. We have to add the water in batches to get the consistency that we want. As you keep adding water to it and stirring it, it clumps together and becomes harder and harder. Eventually, you have to get your hands dirty, but that's the fun part. Ooh. Our slime is ready. When you press it, it's hard, but if you let go, it's all gooey. So when I pick it up, it feels like solid, but when I let go, it drops like liquid. Let's complete our dinosaur egg by putting the toy dinosaur in the egg and covering it with the slime, so it looks exactly like how it would have hatched out. Our baby dinosaur is ready to hatch out of its slimy egg and enter the world of our imagination. Have a look at what you need. Corn flour, water, food colorant, a toy dinosaur, toy egg, a big ball. That was one slimy but fun experiment. Oh, I wonder who's visiting us today. Hi, I'm Mercy. Welcome to the One Stop Science Shop. What's your name?
My name is Ryan.
Hello, Ryan. How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
Okay, and what class are you in?
I'm in 6th grade.
6th grade. Can you tell me something about your hobbies?
I like football.
Do you play or do you like to watch?
Both.
And what's your favorite subject in school?
I like natural history.
Does that mean you're planning to become a paleontologist?
Paleontologist is a scientist who studies fossils. I'm not really sure if I want to be one, but I have a question for the One Stop Science Shop.
Okay.
Are fossils really that important?
I can tell you about a great mind who thought so. Let's have a look. This is Teuku Jacob, an Indonesian paleoanthropologist. This is a person who studies the origins and predecessors of the present human species using fossils and other remains. In other words, they try to find out where the first humans came from. He was born in December 1929 in what was then known as the Dutch East Indies. Originally, he wanted to study social politics, but his mother persuaded him to study at a medical school instead. He was disinterested in his medical science studies, and his asthma meant he couldn't bear the smell of the dead bodies in the lab. So he changed to study physical anthropology. Ancient bodies and bones didn't smell as bad. After Indonesia gained independence, Dr. Teuku Jacob found himself conducting research in the village of Sangiran along the Solo River. The study found 13 fossils, which helped researchers understand the development of human evolution in Indonesia. Jacob proved Sangiran men were not cannibals, were able to speak, began to use fire, and did not live in caves. In the 1950s, Jacob claimed to have discovered and studied numerous specimens of Homo erectus, or the upright man. Further research uncovered evidence to explain the mystery of a missing link in the chain of human evolution, the gap between Java man to modern Homo sapien. In 2004, he expressed his disagreement with scientists who claimed that remains found on the island of Flores constituted a new human species, labeled Homo floresiensis, popularly known as hobbits because they were small in size. Teuku explained that these fossils were not a new species of human, but instead were a Homo sapiens subspecies who happened to suffer from disorders of the body. They were pygmy ancestors, not a new species. Teuku said that the diminutive size of the hobbits was a result of island dwarfing, a process that causes larger species to become smaller due to lack of food and other resources. Jacob died in 2007. He is considered Indonesia's most prominent paleoanthropologist. They say that Teuku loved his work so much that when he traveled, he would often pack bones to study in his luggage.
Wow, he was a rather intriguing person. He made human evolution seem more interesting than dinosaur evolution.
Right, he sure did. I completely agree with you.
I have an interesting piece of information about him.
Alright.
He played a pivotal role in his country's 4-year fight for independence against the Dutch.
Wow, I never knew that. Thank you for telling me. Since we were talking about fossils earlier, how about you help me make one?
Sure.
Let's see what we got in our one-stop science box.
It's a Play-Doh. There's POP.
Yes, plaster of Paris.
There's a jug of water. We have a tray with skewers, a stirrer and a half cup. And a bowl.
Tissues just in case. Let me get this out of the way. The first step, the Play-Doh out. We're gonna use the Play-Doh as our mold.
Can I knead it?
Of course. Come on, Red. Thank you.
Towards the edges.
Right. So we need to get a slightly flat surface. Now that we got a fairly flat surface, let's try to get an imprint of your hand. I will keep this aside for a bit. Keep an empty bowl handy because you'll need one to make the plaster of Paris mixture.
Take 2 half cups of this.
Now we need one
half cup.
Do you want me to pour that in while you use
Yes.
the stir? Let's make a hole in the middle, and then I'll pour the water in. Keep stirring the mixture till we get the right consistency. Now we're gonna pour this into our mold. Now spread all the plaster of Paris and fill up the mold. So when it's dry, you'll need skewers or a toothpick to pry it out.
When will it dry up?
It takes at least 24 hours.
So you mean I'll have to wait till tomorrow?
I made one last night, so you can have it if you want. Well, here it is. Now it's all yours.
Wow, thank you so much. This is great. I can barely tell it was only made yesterday.
To make your own fossil at home, have a look at what you need. Play-Doh, plaster of Paris, a jug of water, a tray, a skewer, measuring cup, a stirrer, a bowl.
Thank you for this. I can't wait to show it to my friends in school.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching us. See you next time on the One Stop Science Shop.